Welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. Weather's cooling down. Last video, I finished welding up that door. I got the doors installed. And I decided to take a short break. And in that short break, an opportunity popped up, and so I've been working on that. Haven't really touched the Mustang. But I saw something that I want to try. Let me show you. So this is my Mustang's original grille. And as you can tell, it still has the original paint on it. It's a perfectly fine color, but that's not the color I'm going with. So I've been rolling around in my head what I'm gonna do to get that paint off. I could use the angle grinder like I did with the rest of the car, but there's some tight corners in there. I don't think it's gonna do very well. And the sheet metal on the top is a little thin, and I'm worried about warping that. It just so happens that I have one of these. I've had it forever and I'm not sure where I got it from, but I think I want to try to use this to take off the paint. But the thing that interests me is I saw another YouTube video the other day doing it with this. Now I originally considered media blasting the whole car. They've got those kits where you can hook it up to a hose and stick one end into media and do a wet blast. But the issue I ran into with that is I would have wanted to use glass beads because they don't generate as much heat. And the average car takes 8 to 12 50-pound bags. And when I did the math, it came out to be $1,300. And I wasn't ready to spend that much money just to spend the paint. As it was with the discs and the things I did it for under $100. For this, it's obviously a smaller area, and baking soda is dirt cheap. And when I saw this video of some other guy doing this to his parts, got me wondering. For now, I'm going to soda blast my front grille, see how well that works, and maybe I'll use it for some of the other small parts too. So let's get to work. The first thing that needs to get done is to disassemble this grille. I wanted to show you this real quick for those of you who don't know how this works. This here is an adjustment screw, and you flip around to the back here, you've got a spring right here. So what this does is it puts tension here, and as you screw and unscrew this, it will move the headlight in and out. And that's how you can aim your headlight on these old cars. So here's another look at this. The spring goes right here. This will adjust to left and right, and this will adjust up and down. Those of you who don't know, these little pieces held on by these little clips. You just squeeze these, and just pop right off. So funny story. Earlier this week I had some maintenance to do on my daily driver. Now, I have 5 ratchets, and I'm in the middle of building my shop, so I don't really have a permanent place for anything yet. So naturally, the only ratchet I can find was the broken one. And of course, whenever I grab this one, I think to myself, why do I even have this one? Well, the reason is, I'm always in the middle of a job when I remember it's broken. So I don't stop to throw it away at that point, and by the time I'm done with the job, I've completely forgot about the whole thing. Now that I think about it, I still need to throw this thing away. So I'm wondering, is this problem unique to me, or do any of you have broken tools hanging around your shop that you just never seem to be able to get rid of? Leave a comment, let me know. So the big reason I'm trying this is because these are about $2 a box. I don't know if that equates to anything better than the beads, but these were available at my store, and the beads I'd have to order. So I'm going to start by taking this, fill up the hopper, and we'll get some blasting done. So I'm starting with the light bezel, because frankly I have 6 of these, and if I ruin one, I've got extras. Alright, if you choose to do this at home, media blasting puts a lot of very small particles in the air. So when you're doing it, you need to make sure you get a good respirator, protect your lungs, get something to protect your eyes, and make sure you protect your hands. As you can see here, I'm soda blasting each piece individually. I'm not completely stripping these right now because this is just an experiment to see how well the baking soda works on paint. An issue I could already see with doing it this way is this hopper is small and you can only get about 2 minutes of blasting before you have to stop to refill the soda. The video that inspired me was by a YouTuber named Ozark Wild, and he was using this method to clean rust, not paint. Make sure you go check out his video. I don't know the guy, but I believe in giving credit where credit is due. Alright, here's the results of what I got. This was 1 hopper per part, just to see how much 1 hopper would get. And of course, for comparison, here's the pieces I didn't hit. As you can see, baking soda got everywhere. All right, had a little fun, got really dirty, but it didn't really make any progress on anything. So in my opinion, to make this soda blasting worthwhile, 1, you need a blasting cabinet. And you can pick those up fairly cheap at the inexpensive tool store, or I see them for sale on Marketplace all the time in my area. I kind of been keeping my eyes open, see if I can find one for a good price and go pick one up, because I've been wanting one anyways. It'd be good to clean small parts and play with things like this. The second point, for parts like these, as you could tell, where the paint was thickest, the soda just wasn't enough to get it off. And that could be a number of things. My air compressor's old, I had it all the way up to the highest PSI I could, but it might not be putting out as much pressure as it did when it was new. A way to get around this is go with the harder media. Glass beads are good, a little more expensive. You can also do sand, less expensive, but more issues with heat. As I said, I just did 1 hopper per part. As you can see, it took off the thin paint pretty well. It didn't take off the thicker paint, and it cleaned a very small section. 1 hopper is about half of a big box of baking soda. So in order to do that full part, if it were all thin paint that was coming off, you're probably talking about 3 or 4 boxes, maybe $10 worth of media. Is it worth it? I don't know. I found about 8 pounds worth of media going for $20 to $30. Another option that I had thought about is getting some aircraft paint remover, because that tends to take off the heavy stuff, but it doesn't get down to the light stuff. You go over the parts with that, scrub all the thick stuff off, then bring it to the media blaster and blast the rest down to bare metal. Doing a combination like that might have a better effect. Then again, I think it was $20 a can of paint remover. So balancing the price per performance is where the concern comes in. So obviously I still need to strip the rest of these. Probably what I'll do is I'll go over it with the paint stripper discs, because I found those 5-pack for about $20. I'll get all the large areas with that, try to break up all the thick stuff, and then I'll come back with the media blaster and the small areas to finish cleaning them up. But that'll probably happen at a later point, because I still got some welding to do on this thing, and we've got to get it ready to get some primer on it. I don't know what next week's gonna look like. I've got a side project that I'm working that's taking up a lot of my time. So I may or may not have a video next week, but we will get back on this and we'll start making progress again. So have a good weekend. We'll see you in the next video.